And here's the sacrum, which with him it's not a very good rendering, but it's between the back of these wings of your pelvis. So if you just reach back there and feel where you have sort of a bumpy but flat surface, and then you can feel sort of where it goes up into your spine. So this is where we begin having more mobility and sometimes too much mobility. But this is pretty much a fused plate right in here. So that's your sacrum, and I want you to be able to be aware of where that is. And then we're going to pretend that you have a line, a rope, connected to the sacrum. At the bottom of that rope is a weight connected to the sacrum. This will help to song your spine. Here's your sacrum. And you can see that we still have nerves coming out of the sacrum, even though this is a fused part of our body. And what happens then, if we were to tie that rope and drop a weight to it, is this arch here sort of opens up. I'm really exaggerating. So this is not the mechanism of tucking your tailbone. If you actively tuck your tailbone, then you're using muscles and you're shortening here. We want to lengthen at all times in Tai Chi. So what we're doing is we're just imagining this rope attached to the sacrum and a heavy weight that creates a plumb line and a weight downward. And as we do that, then this is really not very mobile, but it opens up and the Ming Men and aligns your spine, taking a little bit of that curvature out, not by virtue of tucking the tailbone, by virtue of using your mind to feel a weight and release, using our mind and intention to create some more release. Whoosh. And can you see the action on the spine and how it opens up the Ming Men? What ends up happening is it displaces your weight bearing, like you have a saddle back here and you can just rest in the saddle. So you can kind of imagine that the bottom of your sacrum has this place that you can sort of just rest in it. So you just sit in that. So you have your automatic chair. If your chair is tilted too much this way, then you're fighting gravity because your chair is sliding you forward. Okay? If we push our quad forward too much, which a lot of us do, especially when we're under pressure for some reason, if we push the quad forward, then that also disrupts everything. And then we have to fight to come forward. We're employing muscles. So there's this inherent sort of saddle or bowl or seat inside of our sacrum, our pelvic area, our pelvis, that we can just rest in. And we first release here by feeling the weight, and then that aligns everything so we can just sit inside that saddle of our pelvis and not have to work so hard. And everything becomes more aligned. So let's try. All right. I do want you to feel the difference, so let's play with this a little bit. And then when we do our Qigong, you can play with it more. But if you sit down and just sit down a little bit, and then you actively tuck your tailbone. So this is a pelvic tilt. And you actively take that tailbone and tuck it under. Your butt muscles at the top become tense, and you're also using some internal muscles. And you're doing this by action rather than by intention. And this is what we should not be doing. But there's a common misconception about tucking the tailbone. So that's taking action to tuck the tailbone. What we're going to do instead, now come back out of it, is just the sacrum area. Imagine that rope, and there's a heavy weight. So you can sit down a little bit and then just imagine that rope and that weight. and wherever it falls, but you know you have it because this opens up and the back muscles soften and you just are so much more comfortable and you can release more. So it's a matter of just that, feeling that rope. It's very, you're not going to see something overt in me. It's a very subtle thing. But I can really imagine that rope attached, and it's a heavy, heavy weight at the bottom that goes to the earth. And now I'm supported. And this is nice and open. That's nice. Now, once you have that weight back there, I see a few of you, the tendency is to kind of lean back a little bit, like your weight is sort of falling too far behind your heels. It's really falling in a very shallow triangle. And then if you feel tippy backwards, this could all be good, but for some reason you're backwards, then imagine your toes growing very long and play with finding that medium place. Just rock a little bit until you find your center. Don't worry about your knees going over your toes. If you have dropped this weight, your knees are not going to be able to go over your toes. So center your weight. If you feel a lot of pressure on your heels, then come forward and sort of oscillate till you find the middle. Yeah, that's very calming. Last, pour your body weight into the bowl of your sacrum. Trust the bowl of the sacrum to take your body weight. There, beautiful. And now allow the earth to hold you. Allow the earth to support you. And now go inside your body and fill your body. Just imagine that you can feel the life inside your body. And the feet and the legs. Work all the way up. So that creates sort of a lightness in you. Very nice. And then whenever you're ready, you can come out. Yeah. Nice. So as we do our Qigong, experiment with that weight hanging from the back of the sacrum. Just whew. Because as we start to move, tension might creep in, and just go back and release the sacrum. And then once you release it, imagine a filling of, or a sensing of the energy inside your body. Just put your awareness in there, in the emptiness inside your body. So sometimes I don't even imagine the bones and the ligaments and the muscles. I just imagine the skin as being the outside and the inside is all empty. And I'm just going into that emptiness. And it immediately brings the sensation of qi, and then I can expand into song. So that's what I want for you all, is to feel release and song. Working with gravity and letting the earth hold you. Letting that sacrum release. If the sacrum releases, the qua can release. So you could imagine 2 weights at the bottom of the qua also. That might work better for you. Just find something that you can release with a weight. An imagined weight tied to it. If you release the bottom qua, then imagine the upper qua floating. If you can do that, it will spread through the whole body. So experiment with it, okay? Experiment with the releasing, the rope, with the weight at the bottom of it, and then try putting that in different parts. For me, it works really well here. It can work well here. Sometimes I even put it in my shoulder quad because I feel tension in my shoulder, so I just drop the plumb line. I feel the weight attached to like the bottom of the collarbone. Try that. Yeah, that one really worked for me just then, so it must be working for you too. Yeah, don't hold your arms, just let them hang. It's fun to experiment with this stuff. And another one, the nose. You can have a little tiny rope with a weight at the bottom of your nose, and that will keep you from closing your jade pillow. So it's a weight. It's not going to pull down all the way here. It's a plumb line straight down. Then that puts your head in the correct position. Yeah. Okay, so I'll leave that to you to experiment in different parts of your body to hang the weight as we go through our Qigong together. Releasing downward, filling upward. And then begin turning the floor, generating some centrifugal force out at your hands. Ooh, you could feel like you're swinging that weight from the sacrum, and it would be doing kind of what your arms are doing. Try the shoulder weights as you do this. See how loose you can become. Slowly, not an abrupt stop, just sort of like a slowing of the momentum. A gyroscope sort of coming back to the center. Now imagine there are 2 scoops underneath your feet of the earth, and you're just allowing those to be a harness to hold your feet. So the earth is holding you under your feet in those 2 arches. And now release the weight of your sacrum down and float your hands. And now your 2 elbows also have a weight down to the earth. That's very nice. Connect the hands. Some of you are out here like this. Bring it in. Good. Now begin turning your feet, working with the earth. The more you weight shift, the more you allow the earth to hold you. Now imagine that you're in a body of water and your arms are like long tendrils of seaweed. And you're flowing with the current. The current takes you and then it whirls and goes the other direction. So you're flowing with the current. Put that weight on the inside elbow down to the earth. And feel the viscosity of the water or the energy around you. And it swirls and flows. And you flow with it. You become inseparable. And then we'll go right into brush knee or hail a taxi and keep that flow. And feel how the current is changed in a different direction. A swirling upward and downward and then sideways. Where can you connect the rope with the weight? Release your elbows. Feel as though the earth is reaching up and supporting your elbows. Or your elbows are lengthening down to the earth, and let the earth support your elbows. Resting them on the earth. That's it. And now we're just going to let the one hand turn the toes so that we'll go right into our pivoting. You'll have to reset your front foot and then see if you can't keep that flow going. Seek comfort and ease. Can you drop that sacrum with that weight? Ah, there we go. As you weight shift, release that weight. It becomes your fulcrum. Release the weight. Pivot on it. As you weight shift to switch, release the weight. We'll do one more. And come back to the middle. And this is our recalibration, remember? So you can imagine that rope with the weight. And as your hands come down, imagine an empty filling inside the body. Nice. Now cradle and hold your bowl. Feel the back of your sacrum. Feel the rope. And the rope sort of lengthens and your sacrum still, the weight is still on the ground as you pivot. So imagine the rope is able to lengthen as you go down, but you still have a connection to the weight on the earth. And there's a place where your body feels as though it is expanding. So go into the center of your body, into the middle of your body, and follow that expansion inside your body. And then when you're ready, dip that bowl into the beautiful spring water. And imagine a hydraulic filling up the lower legs, and then the quad. The sacrum releases, works up through the spine. And drop the weight at your shoulders, and then your elbows. And even at your nose, that weight. And swallow, trace the saliva, and then the energy between your hands, allow it to move through your body. All the way. And then once again, just begin rolling the bowl and roll your dantian and feel the connection of your sacrum down to the bottom of that rope. And then the bones start to elongate and your body starts to expand. Dip your bowl. Fill the body. The quad, the spine. Release those weights. Bringing the bowl towards your lips. And swallow. And as you're moving the energy through your body, there's a releasing and an upward filling above your hand level. Imagine going all the way down to the feet. Yeah, let's try one more. Connect that sacrum down to that weight and then just keep it. The rope lengthens. You can feel your low back opening and then your bones elongating. Your body expanding. Filling your bowl. Releasing those weights. Floating the bowl. Swallow. Wow, very nice. If you have this energy flowing, go ahead and keep it flowing. Place your awareness in this space. Expanding the space as if you can expand it with your intention, and then you follow it. The whole body expanding. And then it's like you're drawing the molecules together, closer together. And as you do, you can rest on that force. And it opens your body. Now, as you draw the hands, feel as though you're drawing energy into the center of your bones. I feel it coming in through the middle fingers and into the very center of the bones, through the arms, the spine, up through the legs. And then as you close, it's like I'm sort of moving the energy out now into the soft tissues of the body, releasing the body so it can be more in a state of song and open. And we'll do one more. Go at your own pace and your own imagery. Now fill up and occupy the whole room with your presence, and then rotate and release the rope with the weight at the hand and at the elbow. Whoosh, and follow the momentum. And then the hand releases the weight and the elbow in front. And follow the momentum. And now just flow with it again, like your arms are those long tendrils of seaweed that are in the current of the water. How would that look? And how would that feel? As the current changes direction, you change direction. So it would just sink and float and swirl. And it would sink and float and swirl. One more. And then when you're ready, you can come back. And again, just releasing to the end of that weight and filling and upward. And now holding your ball, and then really imagine that you can feel the skin of that ball. So when you hold your ball, your hands are a little more active. So your hands are not like this, they would be really touching, like suction cup to the outside skin. And now just roll the outside skin of that ball. Yes, now do it from the feet. Now roll it by putting a weight at the elbow. Boom. So the elbow, whoosh, has a weight that just pulls to the other side. Yeah, release it. That's it, nice. And you can release the quad, the weight there too. Whoosh. And release the elbow. Feel the skin of the ball. It's only your friction point. The elbows and the feet are the driver. That's it, nice. Then we'll come back. Just rolling. See how Gumby-like you can be. Ooh, and you can hang that weight from the sacrum and be draping over the sacrum and down to the earth and feel what that does. A little bit of a stretch when you're ready, breathing into your tightness. One more. And slowly coming up, hinging at the quad.